Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Constant Sports. I am your host, Constance. Now, today is Thursday night, so we got Thursday night football. So, we're going to go over the first half of the Saints versus the Cardinals game, which at the moment, we're waiting for them to come back to get their read on the last play for the two-point try. So let's see. So, I think it's unsuccessful, but I am a Saints fan, and we don't get the calls we want. And they just confirmed that it was successful, so okay, on to the next one. So, but the first half has been very good, better than any of the other Thursday night games this entire season. More points have been scored. Defenses have been playing pretty good, especially the Saints, who have been struggling, especially in the secondary. They have been doing really good. Offenses are clicking on both sides. Obviously, the Saints have had a little bit more success with getting 2 touchdowns, and the Cardinals have been getting close, but not close enough until just now when they got their first touchdown and the 2-point conversion, which is officially tied up at 14-14. At the moment, we still have roughly 2 minutes and 28 seconds left, so we still got a 2-minute warning. Saints about to get the ball, and we'll be back at halftime. And we are back. It's halftime of the Thursday night football game, and the score is now 14-28. Last time we talked, it was 14-14. A couple horrible plays. One of which the ball popped out of Marquez Callaway's hand, right into the defender's hands, running back for a pick 6. The couple plays later, Andy Dog throws another pick 6. So, yeah, you go from being up 14-6 to being tied 14-14 to down 14-28, all within a span of 2 minutes. And we'll say 30 seconds. We'll get them an extra 2 seconds. So, this is definitely not how we wanted to end the half, or any team wants to end the half. Especially when you've been clicking, everything's been going in your way. Okay. The officials missed a lot of plays, in my opinion. On the 2-point conversion, they missed the low block on the running back, which that's something they should have caught. And forgot the running back's name, did on Demario Davis right up before the end zone. And then on the play that Dalton threw to Marcus Callaway and it bounced off of his hands, J.J. Watt was in the neutral zone, hand, helmet, and everything in the neutral zone. That's definitely something that the referee should have caught, but of course they did not. I'm not quite sure what it is that the Saints offense can change besides definitely not turning over the ball anymore. That was it. No more turnovers for the rest of the game. They got to get back to what they were doing before those interceptions. Pushing the ball down the field, mixing it between run plays and passing plays. They did a lot more passing towards the end of that half, which definitely was the cause for probably some of those turnovers, because they knew that the Saints were trying to push the ball down the field, and the best way to push the ball down the field is to throw the ball. So we definitely got to get back to that nice mixture of run plays and passing plays. We've been doing good with the running game. We're doing good with the pass game. So try not to go away from something that's been working really good for us. Cardinals offense, they're clicking, but they're not there yet, right? So they have 28 points, but the offense only got 14 of those, and the offense only got technically 1 touchdown, the 2-point conversion. They had 3 field goals. So they definitely need to figure out some stuff. They still have to work out some things, so I would like to see what changes they make at halftime for the offense for the Cardinals. They get the ball back at the start of the second half, so we'll see if they made any adjustments at that point. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to see what kind of changes they made at the half. Defense-wise, Saints defense obviously has been doing good because they've only allowed one touchdown. Um, one touchdown, 2 field goals, but two-point conversions was definitely something we have to fix. But Saints defense hasn't been doing that bad compared to how they've been doing this season. Cardinals offense, or not Cardinals offense, my bad, but Cardinals defense always been doing good. They got 2 pick-sixes back to back. Before that, they were struggling a little bit with some of the deep balls and a couple of the slants. They are struggling with getting to the quarterback, which I appreciate as a Saints fan, but I'm sure Cardinals fans don't appreciate. They haven't really gotten a sack yet. They got a couple pressures on Andy Dalton, which one of those is definitely the cost of that last pick-six. They got a pressure on them by their rookie. So it's definitely, they just have to keep doing what they were doing at the end of the first half. If they can keep that momentum going, I think that'll be very, very good for them. Not good for the Saints, but good for the Cardinals. And since the Cardinals are coming onto offense after the halftime, so their defense has a little bit more time to rest. So hopefully that doesn't affect their play of the second half. I guess we will see. Overall, very, very good Thursday night game. I think this is what we've all been waiting on. High intensity game, a lot of emotions back and forth. Not a lot of penalties in general for this game, which is very good compared to the whole season. A lot of crazy penalties have been called, but we got really lucky so far with the first half of this game. It's been going very, very well. Points are being scored. Even when touchdowns are missed on field goals are getting hit. Both teams are moving the ball up and down the field, so it's not a lot of stagnant play. There hasn't been a lot of 3-and-outs. From what I can remember, I don't think there's actually been a 3-and-out. So very high intensity, always moving around game. So we'll keep going, watch the rest of the game, see how the second half goes, see who wins this game in the end, and I'll see you guys at the end of the game. And welcome back. Game is over. Good game. Still very, very good game. Final 34-42. Arizona way. Yeah, the Saints hurt themselves. Arizona maintained the momentum. Pretty much how you expect for things to go. Quarterbacks ended. Kyler Murray 20 for 29. 20 out of 29 passing for 204 yards, 1 touchdown. He was sacked twice for 14 yards. Andy Dalton came out with 30 out of 47 passes for 361 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, which really hurt him, with 0 sacks. So we're going to start off with Arizona, obviously. They came out with the victory today, so good job to them. Started off with into the second half was a little bit rocky for, I would say, both teams. Arizona had a 3-and-out right out of the bat, which was like our first 3-and-out. Had one of our first punts of the game. But they kind of settled back in. I know they really appreciate having D-Hop back into the lineup. It really helped them. They focused a lot on him being there. He had like 14 targets. The second closest person to him on the team had like 4. So he had 14 targets for over 100 yards. So they really missed him in the lineup. I think with him it would help, but I do think they need to, with them adding Robbie Anderson to him, will give them a more deeper threat. So if they start to focus on that more, that would definitely help them down the line. But they do look like a team that's trying to figure it out. They were just possibly missing D-Hop, and they needed one more wide receiver that can give them the deep threat, which is Robbie Anderson. So we will see how their season continues. The The defense still struggled a little bit, a lot with the long passes down the field. The Saints got a couple deep passes down the field. They were able to get a couple of touchdowns there towards the end to try to bring the game in closer and closer to which they got within 11 and then got even closer within 8, just pushing the ball down the field. They didn't run a lot. So good job to the Arizona for maintaining everything. The offense, like I said, is clicking. They're starting to click now. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. They didn't really look like a 2-4 team because D-Hop back in, so we will definitely see how that changes for the rest of the season. Now on to the New Orleans Saints. So what really hurt the Saints was definitely collectively those 3 interceptions from the Andy Dalton. Obviously one in the red zone, which you never want to have a interception in the red zone. But that really didn't hurt them that much because it was in the first and they were able to move past that. But those 2 in the second quarter, late in the second quarter, definitely hurt, and it was really hard. It's really hard to recover from a team having that many points in one quarter. Okay. There's not really much you can do with that. Arizona had like 28 points in one quarter almost. It kind of seemed like they scored all their points in one quarter, which they pretty much did. The Saints was able to get a couple sacks, so that was good. The Saints had 1 3-and-out, which isn't bad, but they got to keep pushing. The run defense on the Saints has always been great. It has been a little spotty this year, but they did really good stopping the run. They were really able to contain Kyler Murray the second half compared to the first half, so that was very good. I did not like how towards the end of the game we could not stop the run, knowing that they were going to run, and being run is our bread and butter. We should have definitely been able to stop them and definitely get them to punt the ball sooner in the third and the fourth quarter than what we did, and we let them go down and get a field goal. So there's definitely something I did not like from the Saints. That definitely have to figure that out. Secondary struggled this second half. They kind of reverted back to what they've been doing all season. Having guys wide open, not being able to tackle. Our open field tackles are very, very rough, and I don't understand why. That's definitely something they need to focus on in practice. The touchdown that they got, I don't understand how a running back can run in and you have 2, safety and a corner, standing right next to him, and all he had to do was stand in front of him. So that was definitely a miss on us. So our secondary is still struggling, so we got to figure that out for sure to get that under wraps. A couple misplays by Andy Dalton that I think could have helped us out. There was a play that he tried to go downfield to Olave when he could have just took the quick route right to Juwan Johnson. It would have got us the first down. Juwan Johnson actually would maybe get out of bounds, but instead he went over Juwan Johnson, tried to get to Olave, and the pass didn't go through. So that kind of struggled. That kind of hurt us a lot. And I want to say this so everyone knows it. I hate sweep plays. Sweep plays rarely work, in my opinion. There might be some statistic that someone can bring up and stuff like that. But sweep plays in nowadays league, when everyone's fast. Everyone's fast. You try to do a sweep play with Alvin Kamara and he's getting hit in the backfield, that means everyone's fast. Your linebackers are fast. Obviously, your corners are fast. Your safeties are fast. Some of your defensive linemen are faster than your linebackers. So, sweep plays is definitely something that I think that each team needs to figure out how they can work in their own way. I've seen a lot of different teams do them different ways, which have definitely worked in their favor. But they did not work in this game for either team. And that's definitely something they have to fix. But overall, this is a very, very good Thursday night game. A lot of points scored. Too many turnovers on the Saints side, from my opinion, and we couldn't get any turnovers on defense for the Saints to counter react that. So there's definitely something that we have to work on, and I don't think it's like much that we can work on, because we're coming into this game, Andy Dalton had thrown one interception the whole season. So yeah, and I know there'll be a lot of people coming out saying, well, should they put in Jameis Winston? In my opinion, I do not believe that we should put in Jameis Winston. If he is hurt, why would we put him in when the team is roughly doing the same, if not a little bit better than when he was in? Yes, Andy Dalton just threw 3 interceptions, but Andy Dalton throwing 3 interceptions in this game compared to Jameis Winston throwing 3 interceptions in every game he even roughly played in is a lot different. So I do believe that what's working with the Saints and Andy Dalton as the quarterback is definitely helping. I do believe that we need to keep Taysom Hill into the lineup. I'm not saying run him as that quarterback. I'm a huge Taysom Hill fan, but I'm a huge Taysom Hill fan because he is an athlete and we can use him at every position. So we should continue to use him at every position, even if he's in there lined up as a tight end. Because no defense knows, are they going to throw it to him? Or is he going to come behind the line, grab the ball, and take off? So you always want to have him in that lineup. And I believe when we have him in the lineup, if we have plays for him, that helps out our chances of winning. So yeah, like I said, very good game. D-Hop being back, great for Arizona. I would love to see how their season progressed with him back and with the addition of Robbie Anderson as well. Yeah, and crazy news right at the end of this game, McCaffrey was traded from the Carolina Panthers to the San Francisco 49ers. So that is definitely something to talk about at a different time. But until then, you guys have a great night. I'm going to relax, maybe finish watching this Lakers and Clippers game, finish my beer, and get ready for a day's work tomorrow. God bless. Until next time.